안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 오늘 데나이브스가 인터뷰한 내용을 좀 들어보려고 하는데요. 구글이 실적을 미스했죠. 그리고 지금 딥식이 나타나서 위협을 하고 있는데 이에 대해서 댄 아이브스의 의견을 듣고 또 테슬라에 관한 이야기 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 시작을 하도록 하죠.
Research at Wedbush Securities. Daniel, very good morning to you. Just talk us through those results that we've seen from Alphabet, of course, the parent company of Google.
Look, I think overall these are strong numbers. I mean, on the edge, missed on cloud and maybe advertising a bit weak, but look, this is a company that's on the offensive, and you see with the capex build out that they're looking at. I think there's a strong growth year ahead. I mean, look, I believe any sort of sell up, we're buyers is one of our top picks, and ultimately growth now looks a lot stronger over the next 12 to 18 months than it did over the last 12 to 18 months because of an advertising rebound that Google's seeing.
In saying that, they are perhaps
구글의
unsurprisingly going to
광고가
double down on
올라오고
AI.
있다고 얘기하네요.
Look, this is an AI arms race, and you talk about Game of Thrones before. I mean, that's essentially it's a Game of Thrones battle in tech. And you look at 80 billion from Microsoft, 65 billion from Meta. I mean, Alphabet, they need to aggressively spend. So the street might not like this at first in terms of the aggressive spending, but
빅테크들이
that's what's
40%
happened on the AI
이상 투입을 하죠,
revolution.
이제
I think
AI
that's good
투자에.
money, and I think ultimately that's actually bullish. And to some extent, it's actually bullish for the broader tech ecosystem, NVIDIA and others, especially when you think about the DeepSeek fears that we saw a few weeks ago with CapEx and GPUs. Big tech saying, don't worry, look at this. They're actually doubling
걱정하지
down.
말랍니다.
And Daniel, how much of this is a battle between companies in the United States and those in China and elsewhere,
예, 역시
or
미중에
a
대해서
battle
얘기를
between,
하죠.
the big tech
미중
companies
전쟁.
inside the US?
Yeah, I think there's two battles going on. One is big tech in the U.S. because when you look at this, the fourth industrial revolution, it's going to be $2 trillion spent over the next 3 years. So if you look at Alphabet, they have to worry about what Meta's doing, what Microsoft's doing, what Amazon's doing, and so there's definitely that because right now the stronger and only getting stronger. And I think under Trump, that's probably going to be something that accelerates. Then you look at China, just like you see in terms of more and more U.S.-China cold tech war, shots across the bow from Apple, from Alphabet. So there's a battle going on between U.S. and China. So I view it
미중
almost
전쟁이
two
이제
battles
목표가
going on in terms of
알파벳에
this
영향을
AI
줄 수
arms
있다.
race. One internally in the U.S. and then, of course, one U.S. and China.
Daniel, what's interesting for me, and I'm thinking about the viewers at home, our interaction mostly with Google or with Alphabet is through Google, and it's through fundamentally the search engine, which, on a very superficial level, hasn't really changed very much in the last 20 years. We still log on, we still type into that space bar what we want to find out. When is this kind of, I know we're starting to see the origins of it, but when is this kind of AI technological revolution that's going to change things like search engines? When are we at home going to start to really notice it, do you think?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, look, in the next year, maybe even call it a little further out, it's really enterprises. I mean, when we talk about AI revolution, the first part's going to be the enterprise. But
내년부터 AI
consumers, there's
흥정이
going to be
본격화될
dramatically
것이다.
different things that happen from a consumer perspective in terms of advertising, apps, way to actually access this data, and almost AI assistance. That's probably going to start to happen, I think, as we go into 2026. But that's what the foundation's being led today. This is going to be a different
2026년도 굉장히
Google,
중요하다고
a
얘기를
different
하죠.
Apple, a different Meta, Facebook. When you look out the coming years, and that's why they're spending $2 trillion of AI
빅테크는 다
capex.
달라질 것이다.
Okay, Daniel,
AI로
fascinating
인해서.
stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Live there from Detroit, Daniel Ives. Thank you.
자, 빅테크에 대해서 데나이브스가 얘기를 했는데요. 참고 부탁드립니다. 여기까지 하도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요. 자, 그리고 마지막으로 속보입니다, 여러분들. 속보여서 제가 뉴스를 연장했습니다. 캘리포니아 테슬라의 캘리포니아 프리모트 공장에서 옵티머스 테슬라봇 대량 생산 준비를 위해서 공식적으로 엔지니어를 채용한다고 합니다. 예, 현재 사이트에서 지원서를 받고 있다고 합니다. 예, 대박이죠. 대량 생산을 한다. 이제 곧 이제 돈이 될 옵티머스가 준비를 하고 있다. 이렇게 보면 되겠습니다, 여러분들. 예, 오늘 주가에 좀 반영이 됐으면 좋겠네요. 여기까지 하도록 하겠습니다. 좋아요 부탁드릴게요. 감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요.